Imagine investing just $1,000 and watching it turn into millions. No trading, no guessing, just patience. Today, we uncovering the companies that made investors richer than anyone could have imagined, the most profitable companies in human history. Every year, thousands of companies make profits, but only a few create once-in-a-generation wealth. These companies survived wars, crashes, bubbles, and technological revolutions, and still kept printing money. So let's start with the biggest profit machine the world has ever seen. Saudi Aramco is not just a company, it's a financial monster. In 2022 alone, Aramco reported over $160 billion in net profit. That's more profit in 1 year than most companies make in their entire existence. To put this into perspective, Aramco earned more money than Apple, Microsoft, and Google combined in some years. It generates so much cash that its profits rival the budgets of entire countries. Next up, a company that turns simple products into trillions of dollars. Apple's story is one of obsession, branding, and total ecosystem control. In 2023, Apple generated around $97 billion in net profit. That's nearly $265 million every single day. But here's what shocked investors. Someone who invested just $1,000 in Apple in the early 2000s will be sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars today without doing anything. Then there's the quiet compounding machine. Microsoft doesn't scream for attention. It compounds silently. In recent years, Microsoft has reported over $80 to $100 billion in annual profit, driven by software, cloud computing, and its dominance in the enterprise world. From Windows to Azure, Microsoft turned what many consider boring software into one of the greatest long-term investments ever created. Now, let's talk about Warren Buffett's legendary wealth factory, Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett didn't invent new technology. He mastered one simple thing: owning great businesses for a very long time. Berkshire Hathaway has delivered average annual returns close to 20% for over 50 years. In strong years, Berkshire has generated over $90 billion in profit. A $10,000 investment in Berkshire decades ago turned into millions simply by holding on. How about a company that monetized our attention? Every time you search for something on Google, money changes hands. Alphabet, Google's parent company, earns over $70 billion in net profit annually, mainly from advertising. Google didn't charge users a dime. Instead, it sold our attention. And that attention turned into one of the most powerful profit engines ever created. Next is a story of patience. For years, Amazon barely made any profits. Investors were mocked for believing in Jeff Bezos and his vision. Then came AWS, Amazon Web Services, and everything changed. Today, Amazon generates tens of billions of dollars in annual profit. And early investors saw mind-blowing returns exceeding 100,000%. Amazon proved that patience often beats the desire for quick profits. Let's go back in time to a century of cash. ExxonMobil has paid dividends for over 100 years. In strong oil years, Exxon has earned $50 to $60 billion in profit annually. Generations of investors lived off Exxon dividends long before tech stocks were even a thing. Speaking of old school, what about a boring, predictable, but incredibly profitable business? Coca-Cola sells sugar water, and it earns over $10 billion in profit every single year doing it. Warren Buffett bought Coca-Cola decades ago. Today, his company, Berkshire Hathaway, earns more in dividends from Coca-Cola each year than the original investment costs. This is the incredible power of boring businesses. Now for the new kid on the block, the winner of the AI Gold Rush. Nvidia is the newest member of this exclusive wealth creation club. As artificial intelligence exploded, Nvidia's profits surged past $60 billion annually, with profit margins above 50%, something unheard of in the manufacturing industry. In just a few short years, Nvidia turned long-term believers into millionaires. And finally, let's talk about the company that was too profitable to survive. Standard Oil once controlled 90% of U.S. oil production. It made its investors so wealthy that the government had to step in and break it apart. But here's the twist. After the breakup, the shareholders became even richer. Why? Because they now own shares in multiple powerful companies that emerged from the original giant. So what's the pattern here that no one talks about? Every single company on this list shares the same secrets. They all have market dominance. They generate massive cash flow. They operate with a long-term vision. And most importantly, they've had time. They didn't make people rich overnight. They made people rich eventually. The biggest mistake most investors make isn't choosing the wrong stock. It's selling too early. If you could go back in time and invest in just one of these companies, which one would it be? Comment below. Like, share, and subscribe to the Money Matrix, where we decode money, power, and the systems shaping your future.